Hi guys, you're welcome to Halogenous Ideas. This is a complete Linux tutorial for beginners, from installation to the advanced usage of Linux on your Android device. Stay till the end of this video. We are going to be starting by downloading and setting up the Linux environment on the Android device. We will update and install all the necessary packages. Then we will install a text editor. Then I'll show you how to edit files and create files using the text editor. Then we will execute some essential Linux commands with examples. Then we will be using Python in the Linux environment that we're going to be using. I'll show you how to use Python, how to create your Python script, and how to run the script. Then I will also show you a bit of Bash scripting, how you can use how to execute commands using Bash scripting. Then from there, I will show you how to launch HTTP requests from your Linux environment. Okay, so we are going to be launching requests in get, post, put, patch, and delete methods. So that is all we are going to be doing in this tutorial. Make sure you stay till the end, and let's get into it. The first thing we want to do is to download and set up the Linux environment we're using, which is Termux. Okay, so go to Play Store and look for an app named Termux. 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 Okay, so you install it. Just give it some time. Give it some time. Okay, now that we are done, my phone does this check. Immediately you install an application just to be sure that it is safe to use. So that is the check it's doing over here. And okay, it's done doing the check. So just open. Okay, so just give it some time to install the bootstrap packages required for the app to run properly. So now it is done installing, and you have um, Linux working on your device. So before we go any further, let's quickly update the package references and upgrade the packages as well as needed. So the first thing you want to do is to do pkg, then update to update the references. Then I'll pass the Y flag in case I have to do you want to continue, yes, and that. So the Y flag will just do that for me automatically. So make sure you're connected to the internet actually. So okay, so now that I'm done updating the references. Now to upgrade the packages that needs to be upgraded. So pkg upgrade. Then I'll pass the Y flag again just in case I have to supply any, yes, whatever. So just give it some time to upgrade. Depending on your internet speed, actually, it's going to do this. Okay, so okay, I think this is capital Y that I will have to enter here. So just give it all necessary permissions as needed. Okay, so I'm done updating and upgrading. The next thing I want to do is to install my text editor. So for this particular usage, you might decide to go with Nano or Vim, but I prefer V because that is very straightforward and beginner friendly. If you want to use Nano, it is totally fine. But in my case, I'll be using V. I'll be using V. So pkg install, then vim. So let me just pass the Y flag in case I have to supply any permissions. So just give it some time to install. Okay, very good. So it is done installing Vim as well. So just to be sure that Vim is installed, I can just do something like v file name dot txt, enter. Okay, very good. I believe it is installed. I can just do no, I have to enter shift I. This is the insert mode. I was in the command mode initially, but I have to enter insert mode to be able to enter to be able to insert text data into the file. So I can just do something like hello from Linux Android. Okay, so now I will escape. Then after escaping, colon W for save, Q for quit. So then cat file name.txt. Okay, so the text editor is working very fine. Now we move on to essential Linux commands. Okay, essential Linux commands. So I can do something like ls to list the files that I have in the current directory. So currently it's only file name.txt that I have. So if I want a more detailed list, the permissions, the size, I can pass the L flag, ls, pass the L flag. You see, I have more detailed information about the root user and all that. So then about the owner of the app, the owner of the file. Then if I want to show the hidden files, I can do ls, then I think pass the a flag. Then you can see these are two different hidden files, .config and the vim info. So that is basically how to list the files in the current directory. So if you want to get the directory that you're currently working on, you can do pwd, okay, the primary working directory. Then if you want to get the name of, if you want to do the name of the Linux that you're working on, you can do something like uname. You can do something like uname just to confirm the name of the Linux. So I think uname is going to be giving you the name of the Linux. It will just say Linux, okay, but if you do uname hyphen a, that will give you the more information about the environment. Then you can do something like who am I to get, so your user, the user that is currently operating this Linux environment is uo underscore a453. Okay, that is the user. So you can also, if you want to create a directory, you can do something like mkdir, then you say my folder. So if you list out what you have, initially I was having only file name.txt, but now I'm having my folder as well. So that is how to make a folder. If you want to create a nested folder, just do something like mkdir. You can do something like my folder, then you create another a nested folder. You can say nested. So if you list what you have in my folder, you will see now I have nested as well. So that's how to create a nested directory. So if you want to change directory to navigate to a particular directory, you can do something like cd my, I want to navigate to my folder now, so cd my folder, and you can see I'm currently in my folder. So moving on, I might want to, if I want to go back one level, just cd, it will go back to the parent folder basically. Okay, I'm back to the parent folder, so cd back into my folder, tab, no, it should be capital F. This tab key over here can give you autocomplete where available. So where available. So if you want to go back to the root directory, you do cd, then this. It will take you to the root directory. But if you want to go to the home directory, just cd, then this particular symbol. Where is the symbol? This symbol over here will take you to the home directory, but I'll just leave all those ones out for now. So if you want to create an empty file, you can use touch. There's a command called touch. Touch will help you to create an empty file. So if I list out the files that I have at the moment, I have only a folder called nested. So I can just say touch new file dot txt. Then if I should list what I have, you see I'm having new file dot txt. So that is how to create a new file. So the next thing you might want to do is to echo something to the terminal, or to echo something into a file. Okay, to echo to the terminal or to echo to a file. So if I want to echo something to the terminal, I can just say echo, then this particular symbol over here will take you to the home directory. So if you want to echo something to the terminal, or to echo to a file, you can just say echo, then this particular symbol over here will take you to the home directory. So if you want to echo something to the terminal, I can just say echo, I can just say echo. I don't know why I'm getting all these notifications. I can just say echo, then let me say welcome, welcome to Android Linux. Then you see welcome to Android Linux, just to echo data to the terminal. But if I want to echo it into a file, I can decide to echo it into an existing file or into a new file. So I can do something like echo. Let me just echo welcome into let me say file one dot txt, into file one dot txt. So if I should list out the files I have now, I have file one.txt. The file wasn't in existence before, but it will create it automatically. So if I want to get the content of file one.txt, I can just say cat file one.txt. You can see now I have welcome, the same welcome that I echoed into it. So if I want to append data to that particular file, I can do something like echo word, and I want to echo it into the same file. Okay, into file one dot txt. Okay, but now there's something I want to do first. I want to use two of these arrows. I want to use two. Okay, so because I want to echo it in append mode, I want to echo in append mode. So ls, no, ls. So I still have the same number of files. If I should do cat file one.txt, you see I'm having welcome world. Okay, welcome world, that is what I'm having. But now what if I want to this is in append mode, I'm appending to the text in the file. What if I want to overwrite the text in the file? What I can do is to echo, let me say um, another text content. Okay, if I should use a single um if I use a single one of this symbol, then I'm going to be overwriting everything in the file. So file one.txt. So ls, I still have the same files. If I should do cat file one.txt, you see another text content. Okay, so I have content in the file before. If I use double arrow, I don't know how to describe this particular symbol, but if I use two of it, then I'm going to be appending to the existing content in the file. But if I should use a single one of it, then definitely I'll be overwriting the file. So that is something you can also do. So moving forward, I've showed how to view the file content using the cat command. But now, what if you want to delete a file? If you want to delete a file or to delete a folder, so I'm going to be deleting new file.txt, and I'm also going to be deleting the nested.txt. So we'll use it to show how to do that. So to remove a file, just say rm. Let me say, which one do I want to delete? New file. So new, no, new file.txt. Okay, ls. You see, new file.txt is not existing anymore. Then after doing that, I will also, to delete the folder, I will do rm minus r. So remove, you pass the r flag. So that r flag, the name of the folder, which is nested. Okay, then ls, you see those two files are not existing anymore. So now if I want to copy a file or to copy a folder, how do you do that? If I want to copy a file or to copy a folder, so to copy a file, let me just create, okay, cat file dot txt. Okay, another text content. So let me just duplicate this file using another file name. So I can just do something like cp, then file txt, then I'll say new file test dot txt. No, that is colon dot txt. Okay, come to the just return, then ls. Now I have new file test.txt. If I do cat file1.txt, you see another text content. Now cat new file.txt, you see another text content. That is to show that I've been able to duplicate it successfully. So what if you want to duplicate a folder? If you want to duplicate a folder, very very simple. All you have to do is if I do ls, currently I have no folders, so um let me make dir a new folder, or let me say demo folder. Okay, so ls, now I have a demo folder. Let me do touch demo slash um, test dot txt. So ls demo. So you see I've created a file inside demo. I created a folder called demo. I made a directory, then I created an empty file, test.txt. So I've listed it to show that in the demo directory I have test.txt. So where do I go from here? Very simple. All I have to do now is to use the cp command. So cp, then pass the r flag. Okay, for where r equals to recursive, by the way. So I have this demo folder that I want to duplicate. Then I can say new demo. Okay, come to the next line, ls. You see I have two folders now, so let me list out what I have in demo. I have text.txt. Now let me list out what I have in new demo. ls new demo. You see I have text.txt, so I've been able to successfully um, to duplicate that particular directory. So that is that about that. Then if you want to move a file or to rename a file, how do you do that? Very simple as well. So for you to move a file, for example, I will move new file txt into new demo. Okay, to move new file txt into new demo, I'll just say mv, then new file txt. I want to move it into the demo folder, so demo, then ls. So I've been able to move new file txt into the demo directory. So listing it now, you can see new file txt is no longer in the current directory, but if I ls demo, you see I have new file txt, then I also have test.txt. So I've been able to move new file txt into test.txt. So let me change my directory, cd demo ls. Okay, so now let me rename this new file test.txt to another file using that same mv command. So I can do something like mv, then new file txt. Let me say to demo text dot txt ls. So you see now demo text dot txt. So I can do cat demo text.txt. You see another text content, which is exactly what is inside the file before, only the name have been changed. So that is it basically, how you can rename a file and how to move your document across folders. So moving on, I'm going to be showing you how you can use Python on Termux. Okay, how you can use Python on Termux. So I'm going to be using the pkg as we did before while installing every other package. I'll do pkg install, then Python. Now I need you to pass the y flag. Okay, so now just the reason you have to pass the y flag is in case it's asking you, do you want to continue, it will just return the y, so you won't have to be pressing all those. So just give it some time. The speed is going to be largely dependent on your internet speed. Okay, now Python is done installing. How can we verify that Python is installed in this environment? Just say Python, and you see I'm in the Python shell. I can do something like 66 plus 44. That should be 110. Okay, so you see, then I can print um, hello Android. Hello Android. Okay, so ls. No, what am I doing? I cannot ls because I'm in Python shell. So this command is not defined basically. So what do I do next? I can just exit, and because exit is a function, I have to open and close this. So now that we've installed Python, how can you execute a Python script? How can you create and execute Python script? So let's work on that. So I can do, since I've installed my text editor. Don't forget I'm using V. I can do something like touch. I can do something like script 1.py. ls, you see script 1.py. Okay, I've created it. So I can decide to now use V to edit it. I've created an empty file, or I can do something like V, then I'll just enter the file name, and automatically when I save it, it will create the file for me. That's another thing I can do. And another thing I can do is just to use the echo command to just echo the content into the Python file directly, like we did the last time. So I can do something like print. No, I can do something like echo. Then I put this print. Let me use double quotes for this. No, no, I have to use single quotes. Welcome to Android Python scripts. Okay, then I have to close with a single quote, close the bracket, now close the double quote. Then I will echo this into, let me say, script 2.py. Okay, don't forget Python files have the py extension. So ls, you see I have script 1, I have script 2. So let me just enter some kind of content into script 1. So v, then script 1.py. Now this is the v interface, this is the command mode. I have to enter the insert mode. So for me to enter insert mode, shift I. Now I'm in insert mode. I can print um, this is Python from the script. I think this is script 1. So close this. Let me just add a for loop for, no, for I in range, let me say range 5. Then print, I like the coloring, print I. Okay, for I in range 5, just print I. So I will escape. Then after escaping, I'll bring my colon, W for save, then Q for quit. Then you return. So let's see the content of the scripts. So script 1.py. See, you see what I have. Then cat script 2.py. You see, both of them have something inside. Now that I've created the Python scripts, they are not executable yet. Okay, they are not executable yet. For them to be executable, I have to make them executable. I don't have a better word for it. So how can you do that? You have to change the permissions. So you do chmod u plus x, no, u plus x chmod u plus x, then you can do something like script 1 dot py. If I do ls once more, you see script 1 dot py is being displayed using green color. That is to show that it is executable. So another thing I can do is to do chmod u plus x. Then I'll bring in the wildcard dot py. So basically every file that have a py extension in this directory is going to be executable. So come to the return and do ls once more. You can see script 1 and script 2, both of them are now executable. So how do you execute them? Very simple, just python then script 1 dot py, enter. So you can see 0 1 2 3 4, this is python from the script 1. Okay, so let's execute script 2. Python then script 2 dot py. You see, welcome to Android Python script. This spelling of this Android is whack, sorry about that. So that is basically how to run Python from Linux on your Android device. So we are going to be doing a bit of basic bash scripting, just to see how you run your script, your how you can write a bash script, then you execute it in this same Linux environment. How do you do that? Very very simple. You start by creating an empty file, or you can just do the name of the file. Let me say my script dot sh. Then I'm currently in command mode, so insert mode. Then for you to run your script, you start with the hash, the preprocessor directive. So slash bin, then slash bash. Then you can do something like echo, then maybe hello from the bash script. All the commands that you want to execute, you just pour everything into this place and you leave the rest to it. I'll just leave my bash script like this, then escape. Then after escaping, I would run colon wq. Don't forget w for save, q for quit. Then if I want to see the content of my script, you can see the content of the script, but this script is not executable yet, okay, because you can see it is still displaying using white, but that is just the theme of this particular text editor. So you can change the theme, I think, but I'll leave that one out for now. So to make it executable, the same way, chmod u plus x, then my script dot sh. Okay, ls once more. You see my script dot sh. So where do we go from here? Just to execute the script. Now that it is executable, just dot slash, then the name of the script, my script dot sh. You see hello from the bash script. So basically, that is how to run a bash script. Just create an empty file, edit the empty file. Don't forget the preprocessor directive. Okay, the hash um, exclamation mark slash bin slash bash. Then you pour whatever script you want to pour there. When you're done typing it, you exit, make sure you save it, then you make it executable and you run it. That is basically how to run that is how to run your bash script from this particular Linux environment from Termux. So before we call it a day, let me show you how to launch HTTP requests from this particular Linux terminal. There's so much you can do with it. So we are going to be using curl. Curl is a native Linux package that can be used to launch HTTP requests. So let's go ahead to install curl. So pkg install curl y. Okay, so okay, it's already installed. Okay, I think core comes with this Linux environment. So to launch a basic get request without any data you are pushing in, just a basic get request, I'm going to be using a I'm going to be using dummyjson.com for this particular test. So it's just a site online that allows developers to just use their API for development and all that. So that is what we're going to be using. So you can do call https dot slash slash then dummy json.com slash tests. Okay, slash test. So return and you give it some time. You can see status okay, method is get. Okay, so you can see that this works very fine for the get method. We are going to be doing the get, the post, the put, patch, and the delete methods. So if you want to run a delete method, what you have to do is just to change the okay, let's start with the post method. Let's start with the post method. If you want to write a post request, you just say call, you pass the X flag, capital X by the way, please. So the X stands for the method, so just post. So you bring in the URL https dot slash slash then dummyjson.com slash test. Okay, I think one thing you should know is that the call, I think the reason two things might be responsible for it being installed already at this point in this tutorial. It might be that one of the packages we installed before now has curl as one of the dependencies, so it installed it, or perhaps it might just come with the Linux installation itself. So just take note. So dummyjson.com slash test. Now when you are posting, definitely you have to specify the content type. So you bring in the capital H flag, then you specify the content type, content, then type, and the content type is going to be application slash JSON. Then you close it. Now the data, normally when you are launching post request, you are sending data to the server. So the data you are going to be sending alongside your post request itself, you are going to be passing a D flag, and don't forget the D flag is a small letter D. Then you can just bring in this. Then so let me go back, or just to make it more simpler, so open this and you write the key, then the value. The key and the value. Okay, so you close the bracket, the curly braces, then you bring your single quotes. Where is the single quotes? This keyboard isn't straightforward, I'm sorry. Okay, the single quotes. So I think that will be it for the post request. You specify the method using the X flag, capital X. You have your URL, the content type, you specify it, then key value. You specify the data. Okay, so give it some time to run. You see status okay, and the method is post. So the post method is working fine. Now for the put patch, for the put and the patch, all you have to change is the method. So the place where I wrote post, you are going to be writing put or patch there to show that it's a put method or a patch method. Okay, so then definitely you might want to change the data, just enter the value as needed. But if you want to launch a delete request, very simple, just curl, then pass in the X flag to specify the method, because by default it's a get request. So delete. Now you specify the API URL http dot slash slash dummyjson.com dummyjson.com /test. So you run it. Something is wrong somewhere. Call. It should be call hyphen x delete http. It should be https. Sorry, it should be https. It should be https. Okay, so return. Very good. You can see it's working fine. HTTPS. So that is how you can launch your request using Curl to an external service API. You can launch the post, get, put patch, or delete request. So that is all for that, and that will bring us to the end of this tutorial. There is so much you can do with Linux on your Android device. There is so much you can achieve, but this particular tutorial, I enjoyed the simplicity it comes with for every beginner. If you're getting started with Linux on your Android device, please you can just let's stop here for now. There will be subsequent tutorials where we do more advanced stuff. So we started by installing and updating our packages. We installed Termux from the Play Store. We installed and updated packages. We ran some basic Linux commands. I showed you how to install Python, how to install Python and to run your scripts. I showed you how to execute Bash scripts. Then I showed you how to launch HTTP requests using call for get, post, put, patch, or delete requests on this particular Linux environment on your Android device. So thank you very much for staying till the end. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so when we post subsequent tutorials you'll be notified. Thank you very much. So bye for now. I'll see you in the next one.